Morbid Facts, Part 689. In 1994, FedEx flight engineer Auburn Calloway boarded Flight 705 with a guitar case. Inside were 2 claw hammers, a spear gun, and a plan to murder the crew. Facing termination for lying about his flight hours, he knew FedEx's life insurance would still pay out if he died in a workplace accident. So his plan was to bludgeon the pilots to death mid-air, crash the plane, and make it look like a mechanical failure, so that his ex-wife and kids could collect the payout. Once airborne, he ambushed the crew, cracking skulls and severing arteries with hammer blows. One pilot lost half his blood, while another had his face crushed and nearly lost an eye as Calloway tried to gouge it out. But bleeding out and barely conscious, the pilots fought back, rolling the plane 140 degrees to disorient him and eventually beating him into submission. When paramedics boarded, they found the rear of the cockpit drenched in blood. Calloway was sentenced to life in prison without parole, and none of the pilots ever flew commercially again. Morbid Facts, Part 688. Roseanne Barr's life has been marked by a series of dark and dramatic turns. At 16, she suffered a near-fatal brain injury when a car accident launched her through a windshield, embedding a hood ornament into her skull and triggering violent seizures. The trauma led to an 8-month stay in a psychiatric institution, where she later claimed she was over-medicated and misdiagnosed. Her career eventually soared with the TV show Roseanne, but it was repeatedly marred by controversy, including her infamous 1990 national anthem performance, which ended with her grabbing her crotch and spitting on the field. Diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder, Roseanne has spoken openly about living with multiple personalities and the lingering effects of severe childhood trauma. In 2018, her career came crashing down after she posted a racist tweet that sparked nationwide backlash. ABC canceled her sitcom reboot within hours, and the network continued the show without her, writing her character off with a fatal opioid overdose in The Conners. Morbid Facts, Part 583. Just last year, Nicolas Cage's son Weston was arrested after reportedly assaulting his mother, Christina Fulton. The woman says she rushed to Weston after hearing he set his apartment on fire. But upon her arrival, her furious son snapped, violently pulling her into an elevator by her hair before crushing and suffocating her. Fulton testified, "He shoved his thumb into my eye socket. The pain was excruciating. My vision went black. I was losing consciousness." She credited one of Weston's friends with potentially saving her life by intervening before the attack got too ugly. Weston was recently ordered to complete a 2-year mental health diversion program instead of serving prison time. In 2007, a man named Shannon Wisnant bought a storage unit at an auction in North Carolina, only to find a severed human leg when he opened the grill inside. He reported this to authorities, but soon decided he wanted to keep the leg and turn it into a money-making Halloween display for adults and children to pay to see. However, the man who the limb once belonged to caught wind of the story and said it was his own amputated leg that he lost in a plane crash and wanted to be buried with someday. After a long custody battle, the leg was eventually returned to its original owner.